Welcome back to Tam's Classy Creations, the channel where we break down projects so even a beginner can do it. Hello friends! Today in the video I'm going to be recovering some old boat cushions. I have 5 cushions to do. Now if you were paying somebody to do this, it would be quite expensive, but I'll be showing you my process recovering cushions, which is pretty easy. I'll break it down into steps so hopefully you can save some money and feel confident doing it yourself. This process can also be used in just about any cushion, not just for boats. Thanks for being here with me today. Let's get into the video. Here are the supplies we need for the video. You'll need your old boat cushions, and I took the foam out of them. We'll need some new material that we want to cover them with, along with zippers. Since these cushions required a long zipper, I'm using Zipper by the Yard. We'll need thread, needles, we'll need a marking tool, scissors. We definitely need a seam ripper, and I also use this 1/8 inch wide double-sided tape. I use it for the zippers before I sew them. It helps get a professional look. Now here is one of the cushions we're going to cover. It's fairly large. It has a top and a bottom exactly the same, and then it has a box, and that is the height of the foam. So what I like to do to get a good pattern, I just took the top off, and then I will use this to cut out the new fabric, my material. So I put wrong sides together so I can just cut out 2 pieces. Now I've cut that out right here. Next, I need to see how big the box is. So I get a measurement on this box, and it measures about 3 3/8. Now they used 1/4 inch seams, so I'm going to keep with the 1/4 inch seam so I don't have to add anything to my pattern. So I'm going to go cut 2 pieces of material, 3 3/8 wide strips of fabric, and I've done that, and I've cut 2 of them. I'll probably need 1 1/2. So I'll have those. Next, we have the zipper panel, and because these are so large, the zipper panels are pretty big. So this measures about 31 inches, and it is on the back, on the bias of the cushion. So here they fold 2 pieces here to do the zipper. So what I have done, I have cut 2 strips about 31 inches, the size of the zipper. I've cut them 4 inches, and I folded them in half and pressed them. These are going to be the form the zipper panel. Now to keep it together and so it's easier to sew the zipper in, I'm going to make a stitch on the sides so they don't slide. So I will get that done, and then I'm going to show you some tricks in putting the zipper in. That's what we're going to do first. Now I've prepared the zipper panel. What I have done, I've used a really big zigzag stitch on my machine and put the 2 folds together, not overlapping, just touching. And these are the sides that I ran a stitch down. There's the fold. So we're going to be placing our zipper here. And the reason I like this zigzag, because you can get your seam ripper right in there, and it's really easy to take it out. So I have put double-sided sticky tape on my zipper, and what I want to do, take a little bit down, I want to place the zipper teeth right in the middle of that zigzag, or right in the middle of the where the materials come together. So I'm going to lay it down here and right on. It's pretty easy. Yep. Now I'll pull some more off. Now, I want to come over on this side and I'm going to put a zipper foot on my sewing machine and I'm going to stitch a 1/4 inch away from the folded edge on both sides. Now I want to show you how to take this zigzag stitching out. It's really easy because you have a separation there, 2 folds. So we'll just pull some of these threads. And next, what I need to do now is cut this down 3 3/8. And I'm going to attach the 2 together. I'm going to do a 1/4 inch seam and attach these, and then I'm going to take one of them after I get it done and I'm going to attach it here after I cut this down, and I'm going to put the zipper pull on. Now here is our zipper panel, and it was on our previous cushion. It was on the bias right here and it was centered. Now that would be in the back where the cushion is, so the zipper, you know, didn't show. So I'm going to start pinning the zipper in, and I'm only going to eyeball the distance between here and here. I'm going to put my first pin in here though. I am going to start stitching here. So I'm going to just keep pinning, and I'll show you when we get to the corner here how I'm going to pin. I'm going to put a 1/4 inch foot on my machine, and these are just going to be a 1/4 inch seams. Now I'm going to make a couple marks on the corners. So I'm going to make a mark a 1/4 inch over, which would be here, and then I want to make a mark a 1/4 inch here. So right here I'm going to make a big dot, and that is going to go around the corner. Now I'm going to continue going around all the corners. I have to do that a few more times. I'll show you again in the next one. And the reason I'm doing a 1/4 inch, because that's the size seam I'm doing. So I have the 1/4 inch right at the edge of the fabric, and I'm going to put a mark. Now I need to go up 1/4 of an inch, and that intersects right there, and then I'm going to put a big dot. Now when I pin this, you're going to see that that line is right at the corner there. Now when I start sewing, to get around the corner easier, I'm going to take my scissors and make a snip just to the dot. I don't want to make it too long so that it is over 1/4 of the inch. I need it to be back here, and that will help our material go right around our corner. So it won't be rounded, it'll go around our corner really nice. So I'm going to continue doing the 2 more corners, but when I get to the last corner, I'm going to go around the corner. Let's see here. I'm going to go around the corner, and I'm going to, after I make that turn, I'm going to stop right there. And I'm going to start my stitches right here. And the reason is so I can connect this. And I'll show you how I do that after I get this stitched. Okay, I am using my 1/4 inch foot, and I am starting just a couple inches up from the end of the zipper. And we're going to sew around 1/4 inch. And I'll stop at the corner and show you what I do. Okay, here I'm at my corner. So what I'm going to do, if you can see, I wrapped it around and pinned here and here. Now I'm going to make a little clip up to just about the dot I made, not into it. So when I sew around the corner, it lays flat. So I opened it up, and it almost forms a square right around that corner. So continue sewing the 1/4 inch, and you'll do that in each of the corners. Now you're going to stop sewing once you get almost to the zipper panel. You're going to stop an inch or 2 from that, and I'll show you a real easy way to finish this. I want to explain the process again of how to get around the corner. You first start pinning the fabric that you're going to use for the box around, and you get close to the corner. And we're doing a 1/4 inch seam, so we're going to use we need to use a 1/4 inch marking. So if you can see here, this is the edge that forms the corner. So I want to mark a 1/4 inch from that corner on my fabric. Then I need to mark a 1/4 inch, and this would represent the seam. I would have a seam all the way down here, and it represents the 1/4 inch. Now what I like to do is just put a dot in there. So these are the 2 marks that intersected. Now when you're pinning, continue pinning close to the corner. When you get really close, just kind of hold it and get it around. It's not going to be perfect. And continue pinning and get to the next corner. Then when I'm sewing it, I am going to clip, and the line is right there, the intersecting line. If you can see that, it is right on the corner. So I'm going to clip it just to the dot, not over the 1/4 inch. And that's it. So then, it's fraying a little bit, but if you see it there, my material is fraying, it forms a little box there. But your stitching line is going to be here, and then you're going to pick up your presser foot and go a 1/4 inch here, and see how you're going to catch it right there. And it forms a really nice corner. Now, when you do the corners that way, you get really nice, crisp corners. So, and this is the box where the foam, the height of the foam will be. Now, we need to finish this up. And now you have the end of the zipper, and you went around the corner here. So what I like to do, I like to just take a little piece of the box there, about 1 inch up the zipper. And you're going to pin that in. Now we're going to cut this here, but I'm going to show you how that looks on the other side. So we have our zipper kind of with a placket over it. So that's how it ends up, doing it that way. So then I would go back. I'm going to cut my box here. I'm going to cut it here, and then I'm going to stitch from where I left off to where I started right here. Okay, our next step is to put the bottom on. And remember, the top and the bottom were exactly the same. And before we get started though, make sure your zipper is open so we can turn it. Now, this is how I do it, but this time we're going to pin differently. Now, you're going to take a corner of the top that we put on and find the corner. Right there's the corner. You're going to fold it at the corner and get the box like this. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a mark on this fold. And then I'm going to do a 1/4 inch up for the seam, and these are where the lines intersect. You can see that. Then that's where I go and make the dot. So we're going to do this on all 4. So this is the corner that I do here. So I'm going to line up the corner. Now I'm going to start with that line. This is the line. I'll have to make this darker, that I'm going to use to clip. Remember, when I sew around the corner, I have the straight line right at the corner to clip. So I want to get a pin in it right there. So now I want to go around it both ways. Both ways, before the corner and after. So, and you see, going around the corner kind of brings it in. Now, when I clip that right there as I sew, I'll be able to do the 1/4 inch, and I'll come here and go to the 1/4 inch again. Now, let me show you on the another corner. Let me do it again. This is how I do it, and it's pretty critical because these need to line up. So here is the corner. As you see my cut here, I have that square out of there. So I'm going to fold it at that corner, and I'm going to fold the fabric that I make the box out of. So then I'm going to put a mark on the fold. I'm going to make that mark darker. Now I'm going to take a 1/4 inch for the seam, and where the lines intersect, I'm going to just put a little dot. So now I need to put this on the corner that matches this. So I'm going to put it where that line goes right to the corner. Now I'm going to wrap it around this way and before the corner. And now I will pull this pin out, but when I'm sewing next to this corner, I'm going to clip this line. And my fabric's fraying a little bit, so hope you can see that in there. But the same way we did the top, the only difference is I have to pin the corners first. When I did the top, I went around, and remember, I used a 1/4 inch in and a 1/4 inch seam, but now we have to match them. So we pin the corners first, and then I will hold my material from corner to corner and just put pins in it. And we're going to go around this just like the top, but we won't be stopping. We can go all the way around because we've already got our material for the beginning and end. And see, we made our little thing, and we can also tack that down if we need to. Okay, we left the zipper open, and now we can turn it. Okay, we have our nice corners, and I'm going to get the foam and stuff it. I got the foam in here, and it wasn't too hard because you have a pretty long zipper, but you kind of get it in. The corners look good, zipped it up, and that's all. It looks nice, and I have 4 more to make. I hope you enjoyed the video today. If I added some value to you, please do me a favor and click here to subscribe. If you'd like to watch another video of mine, click here. Thanks for making it all the way to the end. And as always, see you in the next video.